welcome if you're new. Halloween is just around the corner. It is this Saturday. This video will probably be going up Saturday, so if that's the case, it's today. And a lot of crazy things happen on Halloween or on holidays in general. So in today's video, we are going to go over a little bit more in depth of safety. I know last week I talked about safety with COVID, but this safety is going to be touching base on safety in general, I guess is a good way of saying it. It's going to be, I'm going to be talking about, I guess, like the case numbers for last year for child abductions, having a buddy system internally and externally whenever you're going out, being aware of your surroundings, etc., etc. But I do want to start off this video by saying that since we are still considered in a pandemic, and I know we're trying to go back to the norm and some counties or states have not canceled Halloween, just please, if your state has not canceled Halloween or if your county hasn't canceled Halloween and you're still wanting to go out, just please make sure that you're safe and you are continuing to social distance and be sanitary, I guess, throughout this the time that you guys are out. But just make sure you guys are being safe while you're out, still social distancing. Bring a mask with you. As nice as Halloween is to go out with your friends or trick-or-treating if you're trick-or-treaters, or having a party if you're throwing one or going to one, you just still want to make sure that you are safe and just aware of everything, pandemic or not. So we're gonna go ahead and jump right to it, since I already said that disclaimer. Alright you guys, with Halloween around the corner, you just want to be aware of specific things that are happening or that have happened. So I am going to jump in and start talking about child abductions, because it's real, it happens, kidnappings happen, human trafficking happens, just all that crazy heartbreaking stuff happens, and we just want to be aware of it and just make sure that we're trying our best to stay safe out there, just in case anything were to happen. I am going to link a couple of websites down below. It's going to have some information regarding the child abductions that happened last year and the number. I'm going to only refer to the United States because that's currently where I'm located, but I will add more links that have, or I will add a link that has a breakdown of child abductions that have happened throughout the years in different countries. So in 2019, there were over 400,000 missing children in the United States. And that's just what was reported. That's just what's in the system and what's on this website. So I was reading a couple articles last night in regards to child abductions and the numbers and just how crazy it is. But whenever I was reading it last night, I came across another article, and it's not reliable information. It's not reliable information. It's based off of a news article, so I take it with a grain of salt, but they were saying in the news article that about every 40 seconds, there is a child that is kidnapped. That's heartbreaking. So the reason why I'm mentioning these numbers, at least for the United States, again, I am going to be linking the articles down below as far as child abductions, and it will include other countries. But the reason why I am saying this is because although there is a pandemic happening, I'm not oblivious. I know people are still going to go out and people are still going to do whatever they want to do. But I just want you guys to realize the numbers that happened last year. They don't say there is an increase around this time of year for Halloween, but they do say there is an increase in crimes around this time of year, or during any holiday. There's always an increase in crimes. I believe the number that I saw, don't quote me on this, but I believe the number I saw was 24%. Now it's not extremely high, but it is pretty high compared to the daily. If you're living alone and you are going to go out, you want to make sure that you at least are doing some things to stay, I guess, cautious during this time. So any holidays that you are going out, you want to at least make sure that you are leaving a light on, so your porch light on and an inside light on. So I know if you are going out, again, just disclaimer, please keep in mind that we are still going through a pandemic, and depending on your country, county, state, whatever, just be careful, keep your social distance, make sure that you are being aware. If you are going out during Halloween, please have a buddy system. And what I mean by buddy system is, yeah, that includes who you're going out with, but also have an external person, either it be your parents, if you're still living with your parents, your roommate, if your roommate's home or not going out that day, a close family member or a close friend that is within a drivable distance of you. Try to have a buddy system with both those people. But as far as an external person, I know some people don't really want to communicate to their parents where they're going. I highly encourage it though. I'd rather, as a parent, I'm not a parent, but if I were a parent, I'd rather my kids tell me where they're going. That way I have a peace of mind instead of staying up and worrying all day. But I know, like, during a specific age, you really don't want to communicate that to your parents. You really don't want to tell them that you're going to be going here and you're going to be doing this, which is completely fine. I still encourage it. But if you don't want to talk to your parents, at least talk to your siblings if you're still living at home with them, or if they're home, talk to a close cousin that lives within the area, talk to a family member. And the reason why I say that is because you want to have someone outside of the people you're going out with know your location. I turn on my location services for specific people. So my best friend who lives within a drivable distance of me, I have my location services on for her. And we have a system, so when I'm out or if she's out, we kind of Snapchat each other throughout the time. And I know that's crazy to some people, and I know that they don't want to do that or whatever, but we're always on social media. That is either hinting to them that you're okay, so hinting in some type of way that you're okay. Either it be Snapchatting them, Instagramming them, texting them, or if you don't want to do that, you don't really want to Snapchat your evening, opening up their Snapchats, their Instagrams, or having your red receipts on. And the reason why this is good is because if anything were to happen to you, I really hope nothing happens, but if anything were to happen to you, at least someone has access to your direct location. And I know some people are like, why would I want to give anybody my location? That's crazy. I don't want no one knowing where I am. That's none of their business. Understandable. But you guys, when you're going out and you're doing whatever with whomever, anything can happen. Listen to your gut. And I know I've said this to some people and they're like, what do you mean? Listen to what? Listen to your gut? How do you listen to your gut? If you feel uneased about a certain situation, that's normally like a gut feeling. And that's yourself telling you that something is not right. But if you go into a situation and you feel really uneased and uncomfortable, that's probably your body telling you that it's not really a good idea to proceed with whatever you're doing or wherever you're going. Another thing, you guys, I know it costs money, but I highly encourage self-defense. I was actually just talking to my aunt about this because I asked her earlier, what is something that you always talk to your kids about around this time of year when it comes to going out? And she mentioned self-defense. So I 100% agree. Now I know self-defense costs money, or like to take self-defense classes, it does cost money. But there are YouTube videos, and I know that you can't always learn a move on YouTube, or yeah, it looks so easy on YouTube, but actually doing it and knowing if you're doing it right is a whole nother story. Alright, you guys, so kind of jumping around, earlier I mentioned location services and turning on your location services for your external buddy system. Now, for your phone, whenever you're on your lock screen, you also have access to this little menu at the top right. You'll have access to airplane mode, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and your location, like your GPS tracker. So there is actually a way where you can turn that off, or like the ability to have access to that drop-down menu from your lock screen. And the only way that you can get access to it is if you either have your code or your Face ID on there to unlock the lock screen and have you drop down that drop down menu. So you guys, this is a really crazy time of year. Everyone is, at least during Halloween, if you guys are going out, there are going to be a lot of people in costumes and wearing masks and wearing makeup, and you won't be able to recognize them. So you just want to be as cautious as cautious as possible. There we go, that's the right words. And just aware of your surroundings at all times. Make sure you're taking the necessary steps for COVID and social distancing, still wearing your mask, washing your hands. If you don't feel well on Saturday, as much as you want to go out, don't, because we're still in a pandemic. And I will see you guys next week. All right, please be safe. Bye.